3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Cross Border Conversation with myself, Azim.
Let's go.
And once again, thanks again to Virgin Money for allowing us to use their facilities. Let's get straight into the world of football. And speaking of United,
Do we have to?
they're just very, very inconsistent with their
Very
games.
frustrating to watch as a fan.
Very, and we know this firsthand because we had gone to the United City game.
Of all games to choose, we went to the one where they probably have played the worst.
Which Ollie had admitted himself. He said this is
Yeah.
probably the worst performance United had
But
played.
this is the thing that annoys me about him, right? And annoys me about the team is, what are they doing about it? Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. And I don't think the answer is to get rid of Ollie right now.
Yeah.
I don't, because I don't
I
think it's
don't.
going to change anything.
I know, people
They need
keep
to build a
saying,
team. They need to get a team, and they need to fill the gaps that they actually do. It's like they're going out and buying, like being linked with strikers and stuff. We don't need
we
strikers.
don't need strikers.
We've got abundance of strikers. We need someone that's going to give them the ball,
Yeah.
and we don't have that.
Creative player in the middle who will get the ball out.
And the thing
there.
is, in an ideal situation, in an ideal world, Pogba is that player.
only if he's supported and has.
That's the thing.
If he's in high form and in great confidence, he'll play like he does when he's
The
with
thing
France.
is if he comes back, obviously he came back and got injured again, and everyone thought it was that's him on his way out. But it was true. He's
Yeah.
actually had surgery on his ankle for
Yeah.
a completely different injury. So obviously he got rushed back, which wasn't great, and now he's out for another at
3-4
least
weeks.
3-4 weeks
Yeah.
easily, which is frustrating because I think if he comes back and he actually puts his mind to it and plays football the way he can do, along with either Fred or McTominay backing him,
Yeah.
you got, or even if you got Fred and McTominay behind him and playing him as number 10, I reckon he can do wonders, because them two together actually play quite well. As surprising as it is, and it shouldn't be the case because they're not our superstar players, but they are
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. McTominay, he's been injured and we missed him.
Yeah.
He's a great player. Fred has stepped up, but Fred can only do so much on his own.
Yeah.
This is what frustrated me on Tuesday. He ran after the ball. He was the only one that looked interested.
Yeah.
Every time he got the ball, he tried to get rid of it, but no one was in space, so he lost it. He had no other choice.
And that's the thing we seen firsthand, because watching it on telly as we've been,
Yeah.
you don't see some of the movement that the cameras don't capture when you're
Exactly.
actually there
Exactly,
live.
exactly.
And the amount of static players we'd seen where they were barely walking or just stood still, and it baffles me because you think, where is the football IQ of these players?
And like
where's the drive?
the likes of Rashford that day, he didn't seem to want to just leave his man. He was being man marked, but it was like he had no attempt whatsoever to try and shake him. He just stayed and just allowed it to
City
happen.
had an easy game.
City had
Let's be honest,
City had a breeze of a game.
they had a good performance. Plus, we made it easy for them.
After 15 minutes, did you see what Kevin De Bruyne said?
Yeah,
After 15 minutes, we knew exactly how to beat them.
that's it.
And after 15 minutes, they tortured us.
They did. It was very, very easy for them, and it was annoying because you just see them all being static, not doing anything, and you think off the ball movement is just as important as on the ball movement.
That's the thing. It's, if not more.
Create the spaces, even if you're not looking to receive the ball, run into a different area where you're pulling a player with you, so that a space
You free
opens,
up
but
space,
somebody
yeah.
else goes and gets into that space, which they didn't do anything. And somebody else who annoyed me, who is annoying me quite often now when
Go
I
on.
watch United, is David De Gea.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him.
What's
right
going
now.
on with
I don't know
him?
what's wrong with him.
Arguably the best keeper in the world.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's just switched off.
He's got no confidence
he's
whatsoever.
zero confidence, and you can
He's
see it in
second
his
guessing
game.
everything that he's doing.
In previous game, he fumbled and he let away. He gave away a goal. And this game, we've seen it so many times where there was an easy play out to a player where he could have passed it and got something created.
And there could have been a counter attack.
Yep. Whereas and that's United's game, counter-attacking. But he held on to the ball and then just passed it, rolled it to somebody
To
who's
Jones or Lindelof, yeah.
in the square, where then you've got City, who have got 3 goals comfortably in the lead, who were pressing really well, and our players wasn't really moving, so they wasn't even worried that someone's in space in the back.
Yeah, they had no drive whatsoever. There was no attempt to win that game. There was no attempt. And when they actually got to the point where they could have, when they started playing a little bit better in the second half, it lasted the whole 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it went straight back to the same way of before, as we don't know what to do, we don't know where to look. And then Ollie as well started bringing on kids. like that's going to make a difference.
He brought on Martial for one of the subs, and
But he brought on Martial in the last 5 minutes.
And I think if Martial was fine to play, was fine to be on this as a sub, he should have started with him. You're playing City, you're not playing a smaller team.
And it's a semi-final.
It's a semi-final for probably the only silverware we
Okay,
may
fair enough.
get.
Yeah, it's the Carabao Cup. Okay, fine.
Silverware still silverware.
It's the only one that we got going for us.
Yeah. So then, if he's fit enough for the bench, he's fit enough to start him, see where we are, get yourself into a position where him and Rashford, if he was playing alongside Rashford, might have done something.
Yeah.
And it kind of even sets the precedent with the other team thinking, right, they've got two good attackers. We can't just run all forward because them two can, if they on their day, can do us in.
They can
score good goals.
Both of them can, yeah.
But
100%.
he didn't, and it was just it's very frustrating to just. I don't know, just. I think Wan-Bissaka, Fred, and Williams were the only three players that day.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's the only Lindelof, kind of, but that's. But even then, Fred for me was the only one that actually had a drive to do something.
Yeah.
This is what frustrated me, and I got to give him some respect for that because he tried, but no one was supporting him, so he couldn't do anything when he got the ball. It is literally the most frustrating time to be a Man United fan right now because I know it's been going on for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
But you've had these moments where you thought, okay, you know, they're this, they're that, they can play well, they can do this. At this current point in time, you look at it and you think, they can't even play well.
No.
Because they have one way of playing, which is counter-attacking football. That's it, that's the only way they have of playing. If a team sits 11 men behind the ball, which, let's be honest, apart from the top 6, you're going to be having the rest of the teams in the league are going to be playing 11 men behind the ball. We do not know how to break a team down. We can't. We stick in the middle, we pass it sideways, try and lob the ball over, which is another thing which we try to do.
Yeah.
That's what we did constantly on Tuesday.
And there was no movement, off the ball movement, which then meant you can lob the ball over the players, but there's nobody making a run, no one doing something clever.
And then they got possession back, and then that's it. They were on the break.
They were on the break, and then they'd hold the ball well because their passing, their movement, everything about their game was on point.
Yeah.
Whereas ours was just the complete opposite. And it's not just this game; it's most of the games. Like we are so inconsistent. Like we'll go one game and we'll look amazing, we look untouchable, and then you look because if you go back just a few weeks, we beat Man City 2-1, and then you go forward and come into this week's performance that they did, losing 3-1. 3-0 down at one point in the first half.
At home.
And it's not even like you could say the fans weren't chanting them or anything like that or whatever.
No.
Everybody was still chanting.
They were going
and then
for
it
it.
got to a point where it went down 3-0. That's when you seen the fans' heads dip. Because obviously you can see the players visibly not doing anything. So then how can you keep chanting?
How can you keep pushing them on when they don't want to be pushed on?
And I don't think Pochettino's the answer.
I don't know, but who else is? The thing is, Poch is a good manager, right? Poch is a good manager, and I think he's got it in him as well to have that fear put into the players. He does, because look at a Tottenham team. They were meticulous in what they did. They were really, really good. And as much as people will say, oh yeah, he should have done a little bit better with that team, he was arguably up against two of the best teams that not just the country, the world has seen. That Man City team and that Liverpool team last year were incredible. Liverpool team this year is in a class of its own. Yeah. But last year you had Man City and you had Liverpool, so Tottenham were never going to catch them. It just wasn't going to happen. And then the Champions League, yeah, that was a flop because they just fell apart. They fell apart. They got as far as the semi-final and just fell apart.
I think the only thing Poch would probably bring is the weight that he'd have over Woodward.
Semi-final? For final. They were in the final, weren't they?
Yeah, against Real Madrid.
Oh, they were in the final. No, who were in the final? Who did Liverpool beat? Did Liverpool not beat Tottenham in the final?
Was it an all-English final?
I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was Liverpool-Tottenham, and then the Europa League was Arsenal-Chelsea. It was.
Yeah.
It was. They got to the final. Come on, you can't take that away from him.
You can't, but at the same time, it's like you can look at the previous managers where you had Jose Mourinho, who's been in semi-finals and finals, did whatever he did. There's certain fits for the club, and I don't think it's Poch. The only one thing I'd say he's got over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now is he's got the weight over Woodford, where if he says I want to play, he'd get it. Whereas I don't think Ole's got that character where if Woodford says we're not going to give you any money for this, he'll just sit down and say,